We begin with this. The White House faces a deadline today to decide whether to impose new tariffs on all Mexican imports. A third day of intense negotiations between U.S. and Mexican officials will try to stop those tariffs from taking effect on Monday.
President Trump is threatening tariffs to get Mexico's government to do more to stop illegal immigration. Mexico seems to be taking a tougher stance, offering to use troops to block migrants along its southern border. Weijia Jiang is at the White House. Weijia, time is running out on these tariffs, and in fact, Mexico, I was reading this morning, has already tripled deportations in the past 3 or 4 months. So what solution will actually satisfy the president?
Oh, good morning, Tony. You know, Mexico is scrambling to figure that out because you're right. They've already proposed a variety of ways to control illegal migration, but so far the administration is not satisfied. Plus, a White House official said President Trump has not spoken directly with his Mexican counterpart, and they are the only two people who can sign off on a deal.
I said, we're going to put tariffs on because we want you to help us with, because they won't pass any legislation in Congress.
In a Fox News interview that aired late last night, President Trump defended his plan to impose tariffs on all Mexican imports, confident they will force Mexico to cut off the flow of Central Americans at the southern border. That's despite criticism from those within his own party who say American consumers will suffer.
Tariffs are a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful word if you know how to use them properly. Republicans should love what I'm doing.
This week, hundreds of Mexican law enforcement officers blocked about 1,000 migrants at the Mexico-Guatemala border. CBS News has learned Mexico offered to deploy 6,000 troops there, but the White House said that was not enough. Mexico then agreed to change its asylum policy to force migrants to apply for refuge in Mexico if they have entered the country, instead of crossing over to do it in the U.S., something Mexico has long resisted. Both sides said they have made progress, but not enough to reach an agreement.
I go into the room with the Mexicans. I'm asking them for everything. And by the way, if they don't do it, I'm putting the tariffs on. We're going to make a fortune.
Well, President Trump is scheduled to return back here to the White House later today after spending the week in Europe, and that could expedite the deal-making process as the deadline looms. But if the tariffs do kick in, the president is considering declaring a new national emergency to justify the measure. Dana?
All right, Weijia, again, just the beginning, it looks like. Thank you very much.